was the very last of its species. There was only one of it in the whole wide world, and that was this one. I saw it. And it was a species of giant tortoise in the Galapagos. And now there are a number of different species of giant tortoises around the world, some in the Indian Ocean, some in the Pacific, the Galapagos in the Pacific. And there were once half a dozen different species. But this one was the last one of an island that lived on an island called Pinta. And it was thought that the Pinta Galapagos tortoise had been exterminated about 100 years ago by sailors who took them away and killed them with tweed. And so it was a great surprise when about 30 years ago there was doing some research on Pinta and they found this one old guy. Nobody knew how old he was, but he was certainly very old, and they picked him up and they took him back to the main island and they gave him a special cage. And then they searched the island, Pinta, for a female. And they couldn't find one at all, anywhere. So they introduced him to other females of other species. He was not interested. And eventually, as I say, nobody knew how old he was. He was certainly over 100 years old, probably 120, 130. And he got sort of feebler and feebler, and spent, I know exactly how he feels, more and more time just sort of sitting around and dozing. And I had the privilege, I asked, it was about a year ago, could we make one last film of him, which they got permission, and he was sleeping, and I crawled in, and I saw him, and I talked, and he slowly stuck his head out of his shell, and he blinked at me, and he put his head back, and that was that, and he died a fortnight later. So that is undoubtedly the rarest animal species of its species that you can have.